Hi Pisces, welcome back to Wandering Magic. These are going to be your August, September, and October career and money messages, and it's going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and potentially your Jupiter. I just felt the need to cleanse just one more time. I'm not sure if you need it. I'm not sure if you want to feel that, but I'm sending you this. Feels good, smells good. Maybe some of you need a little bit of a woosah. But you are my last reading, and it has been a journey of the signs so far. So let's see what Spirit has for you. As usual, I pre-shuffled, and I'm gonna start with my Kipper cards. So Kipper, we have wealthy man, toil and labor, and community. Specifically for some of you, sure, there could be a wealthy man on the horizon, and you're going to meet them. This is not a love reading. You're going to meet them in a work setting. So whatever that looks like for you. They could be at work and then you meet them, or it's at your actual place of work, like something like that. I'm gonna glaze over that. Go listen to your love readings for the next 3 months that I posted. I'll tag it in this video somewhere. But I'm not gonna dwell. We're talking about money and career here. Your money and career. So definitely some luck on the horizon coming up with money, but there is a layered message here, so stay with me and bear with me. With this, the money is coming. Toil and labor, for me, I'm getting this has to do with some kind of technology. So either like specifically IT or like security in IT, like not like a security guard, although that could be like you watching the cameras and such. But really, this is also like getting money like on social media for some of you. So making videos, putting out videos, offering a digital or virtual service, something like that maybe. And it's part of the community part, like creating community, creating coherence, and it's a coming together of something that has to do with money, or like, yeah, that's really that. There's no or. Another message that I'm getting with this is your work life changing. There's some kind of either it's like bonus time, or you got some kind of random raise, or you are like, there's something about money in the next 3 months that's not quite part of your usual. Yeah. And so there's a change with work. You know, anything could happen with work, a promotion, just getting money in a different capacity. But either way, it has to do with, I don't know if this is going to sound strange to anyone, but it's like a coming together of people. And that's where the money comes from. So I don't know if that makes sense. I have no idea. Somebody let me know if I'm talking. I don't know, I'm making sense. But regardless, here we have milestone, and with the milestone in reverse, this is almost like an what happened here? For some of you, there's like this daydream I'm getting of what could have been. So let's play this scenario out in a couple different ways. One, your money is not exactly where you want it to be, and so it's like playing the what if game with yourself. What if I would have done this? What if I would have chosen that? What if I would have, what if? And so you're playing this what if game. And it's almost like dreaming and reminiscing of yesteryear and not just, I'm getting, you're not, I say this with love, being grateful or appreciative or what it is you have now. And I'm not calling you ungrateful. I'm just saying, you just wish so much sometimes you would have done something like the other thing, that it probably would have put you on a better financial footing. But what I'm getting with that message is, it played out this way because this was better for you in some way, shape, or form. So sure, you can think about the what ifs, but I think more importantly, think about where you are and really put in perspective, like where you are right now, and how can you create new milestones for yourself. How can you flip this glass so that it's half full instead of half empty, with the what ifs and the reminiscing? How can you really create like just a different system for yourself, and just like a different way of doing something, perhaps, to get you where you want to go. I'm not really seeing anything like horrible, but we do have a little wrench in the plan. Sorry. With the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, but we also have the Star card, and we also have the King of Pentacles. And so with these, definitely a small call, a small delay, something, and I'm getting that it's going to happen more so earlier in the next 3 months. So maybe like August is not a great month for you. Perhaps there's a lot of spending, and maybe spending that you weren't necessarily, not that you really weren't prepared for. It's just, it's taking whatever the something is. August is taking a little bit more money from you than the previous months for some reason. Either it being a big purchase, or for those of you with kids, maybe it's the back to school spending, on new clothes and sneakers and books and whatever kids need for school, all those things. Like there's something where you're spending a little bit more in August, so let's just be a little bit mindful. Regardless, there's just a little setback when it comes to your finances. However, things do go on the up and up. The clients that you want, the changes that you want to see, something really goes your way. Quite literally wishing upon a star, and that thing is showing up. Maybe this has to do with some recent work that you did on the occult level, or maybe it has to do with, and you know, something a little bit more simple, like a money spell, or something like a new moon ritual, or whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't have to be quite occult related, but I just wanted to throw that out there. And so whatever that wish that you wanted gets granted on a financial level, but also I'm getting like stability too. Like there's this, something is just finally evening out after the hiccup. So the hiccup happens, and this is life, right? This is why you're a Pisces, because you can flow through this energy when things aren't quite going your way, but just see how that eventually does go your way. So something is finally paying off for you. Like I said, it's either like a raise or a change in status at work, as far as maybe your job title, or maybe on an entrepreneurial level. Maybe this is you not having any clients at all, to then going to all the clients that you can't even, like, you're just fully booked. But there is going to be something, it feels a little bit like a test that causes you to feel a little discouraged. And so this is just to say, like, try to stay on the up and up. Try to really feel good about where things are going, even if you can't see it like right now while you're watching this. I will be curious to see what happens in like September or even October for you, as far as your finances and your career go. But just a word of caution. I want to say it again for August. Just be a little bit mindful of what's happening here. As far as the career types, I know I did mention something like virtual and computer and things like that, and so I don't want to dig too deep, but I'm also getting healer, and I didn't want to forget to say it with the star card coming out. It could also be an Aquarius that's in your corner, or a Capricorn in your corner that is guiding you and helping you through. For some of you, I'm also getting that if what happens is not a promotion, something about a change of leadership at work too. And maybe though with that change, it like takes you into a better direction. Hopefully that made sense. But here we have the Pisces card, as I always say, with the Page of Cups showing up with a little fish that's always ready to pop out of the cup. I love this card. But essentially, I feel like I just heard like jumping for joy. And so there's something, again, it just feels so positive. It's like the end of an era, the end of how things played out in the past. I just saw 11 and then 12. So 11 and 22. Why did I say 12? I don't know. Anyway, so synchronicities. Look for 11 or 22 or November 22nd. Let me know. I'm not sure if that's something significant. I can't think on an astrology level what that will look like astrologically for Pisces. So maybe look at where the planets are around that time. But definitely the beginning of something, because you made a choice to do something else. So I see that playing out for you as well. Okay, I just saw 12-12. So anyway, okay. For our first oracle card here for the advice, we got Third Eye. And Third Eye says intuition, clarity, and visions. Really getting quiet with yourself, sitting with yourself, being one with yourself. If you're not meditating, meditate. If you do meditate, maybe you fell off your wagon a little, meditate again. And what does meditation look like? It looks different for everybody else, or for everybody. So I would say, even if that means for you, like just taking a breath, taking a moment. You don't have to completely sit in silence with your legs crossed and your eyes closed and like meditating, but I feel like really that's just taking like a beat. Take a breath, take a moment of silence. I feel like we tend to, and now I'm getting a lot because I keep seeing that fish jump out of the cup. There's a lot of like, things are happening so quickly sometimes that you can't slow down. And so just, this is what, like that moment of rest, and maybe that's even why the 10 of Pentacles are coming up, because it's like that slowdown and that rest that it was much needed. Okay, that was a little side message anyway. For your mushroom message, you have recycled, and this says you are dealing with things from the past. It's the same old story. Clear out the junk. I love that, because this is where, when things aren't quite going your way, in the past you might have been like, oh, why is this happening, or kind of like throwing a fit, so to speak. But now it's not the same old story. Things are going to change because something is clearing to make its way for you, but you're not going to see it right away, probably when you're listening to this. So maybe check back in a little down the line, okay? Watch your sun, moon, rising, and Jupiter potentially for any additional messages, and I'll see you next time.